Hi, this is the second session about this class about survey methods, computer-assisted surveys, and this will be a pretty short session. So obviously a lot of the traditional methods such as face-to-face surveys or telephone surveys have been replaced by computer-assisted personal interviews or surveys and computer-assisted telephone surveys. So obviously there's major benefits to using computers in the process of survey data collection. If you think a minute for yourself, and I encourage you to pause the video and try to write down the pros and cons that you can think of when thinking of online surveys as a replacement of the traditional face-to-face surveys. So what do you think are the most common pros and cons? The most common advantages are obviously speed. Collecting data from an online survey is much quicker than face-to-face. You can basically collect data from hundreds of respondents at the same time. And then secondly, it's less error-prone. Computers don't become tired, computers don't become bored, and computers are very standardized. So you will get the same question in the same format, same order, same wording for every respondent. So there's much less risk of human error when you're working with online surveys. Next, it's actually a really good method to show digital images. So any type of picture or video you want respondents to see before you let them answer questions. Think of, for example, showing them an ad and then asking them ad recall questions or attitude towards the ad types of questions to pretest an ad. Those are excellent with online surveys. Next, the data is actually immediately entered into a database. You have real-time capture of data. Since you're working online, you can just download the data right away into one of the most common statistical software packages, such as SPSS, which we work with in class. So this speeds up the process of having your data in, your raw data in, significantly. And then lastly, that concern of interview evaluation, which we discussed on one of the previous slides in the first session, is much less of a big deal here because you're not interviewing people face to face. So people will not feel any type of fear to say something wrong because they're not really facing a person. So that interview evaluation is much less of a concern. Now, there's a few downsides to online surveys, but honestly, I think these are obviously very minor compared to the huge benefits that online surveys give. First thing I'd say is technical skills may be required to set up and to administer the survey, but honestly, who are we kidding? There's not really any technical skill required with these programs nowadays that help you design surveys very easily, such as Qualtrics. So that's not really a big deal. Sometimes you might consider some specialized systems for debugging or programming, but honestly, these are not really necessary for a basic survey.